Welcome back to another episode of In Good Company.
Welcome, y'all.
Today is going to be a funny episode. Our guest today is hilarious. I cannot wait to dive into it. Let's just get into it. What are our 5 stars of the week? What do you got?
My 5-star of the week is the sweater I'm wearing. It's by a company called This Is About Humanity, and it's foundational work, philanthropic.
Oh, is that the company that you went down to?
Mexico. I went down to the border.
That looked incredible.
Yeah, it's a charity-driven company, and we basically, there's a bunch of us that go down to the borders and we build playgrounds for,
underprivileged
communities and kids and parents trying to seek asylum.
Whoa.
Yeah, down in Tijuana, which I don't know if you've ever been down to Tijuana, but
it's intense.
It's intense, man.
Yeah.
It's like provides so much perspective on your life. And I want to shout out This Is About Humanity, Elsa Collins, who's my dog, the muffin queen. She eats a muffin every single day. She's obsessed with them, and I love her for that. But she helps lead this foundation with some other people involved.
It's a
nonprofit, and they're doing a great job in providing families a better lifestyle and better opportunity.
I mean, that's a sick ass
to be more equipped when they come into America, and helping them through that process as well. They just built them a kitchen. We went down there and provided meals for them, and honestly, it's like makes you just feel, I don't know, it's such a fulfilling opportunity in work, and I just wanted to shout them out. I think it's a 5-star.
Yeah, I remember when you came back, you're like, dude, I need to help people more.
No question, bro.
And that's such a great feeling.
It just provides so much perspective in your life, and how incredible we have it. I mean, some of the stories,
blessed.
I mean, you can't help but not be emotional when you hear their stories and see how they're still smiling. And we complain about the stupidest shit, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's look at our lives, bro.
Seriously.
So This Is About Humanity, 5-star.
All right, that's great.
What's your 5-star of the week?
My 5-star of the week is Augustina Batter Lip Balm.
Yo.
It is Fuego.
That fancy shit.
I forget where I was. I was in Brentwood over by...
That sounds about right. I feel like that's where you would get that in Brentwood.
I was in Brentwood right next to Hillstone.
Yeah.
I walked across the street to this, what you call it, like a...
Cosmetic shop?
Cosmetic shop, yeah, and they had it in there, and pretty great.
It's a $50 chapstick.
It's phenomenal, though.
It's probably one of the best ones out in the market.
I really like it.
It's part of the Finer Things Club for sure.
It was the blue one. It was the Augustina Batter.
It's like blue and goldish.
Yeah, and then
it's really pretty.
Spin it.
It's really well executed.
Molto bene.
Molto bene.
It'll be in the Patreon in the menu with the 5 stars.
Yeah.
What is our movie of the week?
My movie of the week, I was thinking about this. My favorite movie of 2023 of last year, I hadn't really talked about it. It was Anatomy of a Fall.
So good.
Yeah, I think it took home an Oscar.
The beginning of that movie's intense.
The whole movie's actually intense, and it kind of leaves you wondering afterwards, it sparks debate on, I don't want to give it away, but a lot of things happen, and it kind of leaves the ending ambiguous to
what happened.
Yeah. And I remember me and my mom were in a full conversation, a debate for an hour over it. And that's kind of the point of the movie. And that's what, they executed it at a high level. And so Anatomy of a Fall, incredible. Go see it.
Yeah, I watched that fairly recently, and it was
so good.
So good.
What's your song of the week?
Song of the week is Smartest Man, and it's by Homeschool Insomnia. And
I've never heard.
You want a little treat?
Yeah, play it. I want to understand the vibes. Oh.
So good. It's from a movie I saw.
What movie?
Cha Cha Real Smooth. Very good. So yeah, Smartest Man by Homeschool Insomnia. It's a very good
little
song.
vibe. You see it on the playlist.
It's going to be a good one. Our guest today is hilarious. He's an actor. He was in Barbie. He was on Crashing. He was on Wrecked. Absolutely flaked. Absolutely hilarious. He's also one of my sister's oldest friends. They've known each other for 20 years.
Talented individual.
So funny and so incredible. George Basil.
George Basil. George, thank you for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's so many things we want to bring up. Did you always know you wanted to be, especially after hearing your backstory.
His dad works at a high level of the government.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That we cannot name.
Yeah.
And he's basically James Bond.
Yeah.
In IRL. And you were mostly raised in Baltimore?
Born and raised Baltimore, and then when I was 19, moved to Texas, Austin, Texas, and that was to pursue acting, but it didn't happen. I went down because there was a comedy festival that was, by the time I got there, over. It was
As luck would have it.
Yeah. It was great timing. You're late. And so I didn't really pursue it that much down there. because I didn't know how. Like, I was going to stand-up clubs. There's a place called the Velveeta Room, and I would go so much. I was going as much as possible, and I'd watch, but I just couldn't figure out not how they were doing it. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with it, and it didn't feel like, I don't know, I never got the courage to actually get up on stage and do stand-up. So then at the very end of my time in Austin, took one improv class at a place called The Hideout, which I think is actually still there, and that's pretty cool. I hope they're doing well. I think they were also a cafe.
Little cafe slash
improv.
Get up on stage and see if you can make people laugh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they had classes, so I took a class.
Oh, dope.
And it was short form improv, which there's a difference. Like, short form is more theater sports, like games, like a lot of the Whose Line Is It Anyway stuff, which I love. And then long form is a lot more like what I ended up doing in New York for so long, which was just a lot more scenic, grounded, long, not necessarily long, but like more stated scenes.
More structured,
yeah,
if you will.
Structured and like allowed some space. Whereas, so comedy sports, for example, is like, all right, team you versus team you. We're going to play this game where we do this. And it's not really competitive. Like, you're both just going to be fun and have fun. Whereas long form was like, you two, there is no A and B. You're in the scene together. You're going to take time. You're going to develop the character, the environment, the relationship, and everything else. And as it is born, you just follow it. It's like life. I mean, we all do it. We really do all do it every day. And there's no script for our conversations or our interactions. So improv was like an extension of that. I knew I could be a bonehead. I liked it. And
so it kind of helped sharpen your tools, you know, initially kind of building a foundation for you as an actor?
yeah, as far as like improv and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still do it, man. I rely on it for everything.
I was going to say, you're that way in your normal life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I haven't found another way to be.
Right.
It seems the most natural way for me to be. Sometimes it's a little much, maybe. You know, I have a tendency, like when I am uncomfortable or my anxiety is up, in that setting, I can get a little like amped. And I'm trying to be like, okay, well, you haven't laughed yet. You're going to have to laugh now. And so I'm like, boop, let me get this person laughing.
It's like laser beam, like.
And it's translated weirdly in jobs in the past where I need to find like the person that loves me. So like I'm on set and I'm working and I have to find the one person, because like everyone can't love you. That's not realistic. But there's one person and they are going to love me, I hope. It's like an audience of one. And I don't know what psychological thing that's about, but that's my life.
We got to unpack that.
Yeah, exactly. This turns into like real psychotherapy.
I was going to say, so did you start out pursuing being a comedian, and becoming an actor was something that would just, you know, it was a seed that was planted and it just birthed out of it? Or
Yeah, I'd say so. I didn't really want, like, my scope wasn't, I want to be a movie star, I want to be a TV star. I can't really even think of, besides things like classic performances by mega legends and stuff, right? Like Pink Panther. So Peter Sellers is doing Inspector Clouseau, and it's like, what? It like spun my head. You're watching that performance and you're like, like it's new. This is new. No one has done this. It's groundbreaking. Another one that just comes to mind weirdly is like Jim Carrey when he does Ace Ventura. And you're like,
So good.
what? But I was already a fan because he was breaking ground like that with the Wayans and In Living Color. They've been doing it. And like Damon Wayans on that show, all of them, David Allen Greer, all these dudes and ladies were crushing it. And that's what I wanted. And that's what I thought I could do. And I was right.
That's amazing. I was right.
I was right. I'm doing it. Right? I'm here. Right? You're not laughing? Okay, you will laugh next.
Wait, so you went from there to New York City, and when you went to New York, because that's how we know each other, just through my sister Alaska.
Yeah, living with Alaska. That was so cool.
Yeah,
I lived with my sister.
I didn't know that.
I lived with my sister.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, at 465. My sister and I lived in that apartment for a couple years, and then she moved back overseas. And I stayed in New York for like another 4 years and just kept doing comedy and stuff. But yeah, his sister lived downstairs with like
badass.
I know, dude. Alaska's wow.
Shout out Alaska. Love you.
Big one.
Yeah, she's great.
And Golden. What?
Yeah,
Jeez,
shout out
just
Golden.
met that kiddo.
She's
Yikes. What a cool kid.
So are you the reason that she did the Magnet Theater then?
I don't know if so. They never sent me my check. You know? They still owe me that. I'll leave my address online publicly for them to send it. I don't know. I mean, Alaska and Jordan came to so many shows. They were like the sweetest and best supporters. You guys still are, man. When I did that one stand-up show,
My buddy Brock went with us.
No way, Brock.
Yeah,
did?
Brock went to it. It was
Brock's
so
a
fun.
kiddo. He's like great. He was awesome. But just you guys showing up like that. It was, dude, I took a stand-up class, and this was the culmination show. This is like my, third time doing stand-up in my life, and being like, whoa, 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 like walking around stage and just being like playing. I didn't know. I was talking about taquitos. I don't even remember it, but it was so unhinged.
It was great.
And you guys
we
were
were
there.
cracking up.
How being a comedian, like going up on stage,
Yeah.
like I feel
Gotta
that's
be
like
nerve-wracking.
it's got to be at least the closest comparison I can draw to is like getting ready to perform as an athlete. Like in a way, like you're getting ready to go up on stage and trying to do something to emit some type of reaction to people, obviously to get them laugh.
Yeah.
You know, are you nervous? Are there butterflies in your stomach now, then versus now?
I think, I mean, it's always there to
Yeah, it's
some
always
degree.
there.
I think it is. You're right. I've never thought about it before, but I think you hit it on the head where it's like very, very similar because as an athlete and as a comic, and dude, I've only done stand-up, like we're talking formal stand-up 4 or 5 times now. I've done improv 1,000 or 10, but that thing of like, you're about to perform, you're going to go out there, again, without a script, and you're going to rely on total instincts. You're going to hope that all the preparation you did pays off, but you don't know. You're going out. It's like you're going to hear
You
the
don't
whistle,
know
or you're
how
going
it's gonna
to
go.
hear your name, and they're going to be like, next up is blah blah blah. Yeah, you're petrified.
Yeah, like, are my jokes gonna land?
Definitely.
You have no idea. You have no clue.
And then while you're out there, you're calculating so fast, light speed, what's happening and your relationship to what's happening. So you're like, I can't relate to like if it's football, for example, and they're like throwing the ball and there's 11 people on this side and 11 on that. That's 22 people on.
Well, they're making reads. You're making reads.
True.
You know, you're also reading the crowd and
Yeah.
there's a whole different dynamic with the crowd.
Yep.
Because like there might be like a heckler or there might be somebody who looks kind of funny, and all of a sudden you're like, wait, I kind of want to make fun of this person.
Yeah.
Which you did not plan for.
And then you're in it.
And then you're in it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and they're in it too.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm always fearful of being in the first like 5 rows
You should
Oh,
be.
of,
boy,
of a
yeah.
comedy set.
You're
You know,
gonna
like
get
Andrew
made fun of.
Schultz or somebody, I'd be like,
Yeah.
yo, that guy's gonna absolutely do the crowd work. He's gonna probably pick me. You always had that fear it's gonna be you, you know, and like make fun of me.
And you're probably right, dude. And there are probably people that love being in that position.
No
that,
doubt.
That buy
Yeah, a
those
little
tickets,
attention.
go early, and they're like, I'm going to sit up front and he's going to scorch me. And I'm going to take it.
Do you think with improv, it's just like you naturally being funny though? Or do you think that is just years, like hours and hours of doing the improv?
Wait, can you help me understand the distinction between improv and stand up? Because
Yeah.
I don't think I'm aware.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So as a stand-up comedian, I've been writing this set of premises, and I'm going to develop them, and I'm going to go up on stage, and I know them, maybe verbatim. I might know them front to back.
Is that SNL?
No,
Like
that's-
type of structure?
No, like Schultz, he has his set.
Oh,
He
I
has
see.
says the same jokes at every show.
Ah,
he
I
goes
see.
up there, doesn't know what the fuck is going to happen.
Improv
it's
is like,
improvised.
yeah, improvised
100%.
stuff.
Oh, wow.
Is usually not by yourself either. It's usually like you have an improv troupe or a group, and it happens in different formats. Like you can do one where people are standing behind you and waiting to come out and interact. But for the most part, it's like you're making up acting
As
So-
you go.
Whoa.
and
Words,
it usually comes
dialogue,
off
movement.
of
I
everything.
didn't know that.
Action.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I
it's
understood.
fun.
I didn't think I understood
Like,
the
you know
difference.
whose
Dude,
line
we
is
should
it
go.
anyway?
We should
Yeah,
go see
I would
some
love
because
to.
it's fun. It's like there are times I've done some shows in New York, and I've seen a lot of wonderful shows where here and everywhere where it's like they are landing on concepts and relationships that are so like sophisticated and in detail, and you're just watching it and you're like, this is written. And it's not. It's just people expressing themselves and landing on shit that exists or is real. And when you do see it, and it doesn't have a lot. Most of the time you're sitting there and you're like,
Yeah, when you see bad stand or bad improv, you're like,
oh, buddy.
keep it to whose line. You remember like whose line is it anyway?
I used to love
where they
that
like
show.
they pull a
It's so
card
good.
out.
Yeah.
Right. It'll be like things you never say to your girlfriend.
That's improv.
That's improv.
That's improv, but that's
okay.
like short form.
Short
so
form,
that's what I was
okay.
saying. It's like called theater sports or comedy sports, where
Ah.
they set you up with this series of fun sort of boundaries.
Yeah.
Those games, and they're like, do this because
Yeah.
the audience is going to love it, and they're right. And I've done a ton of those shows too, in and around Canada because it's like really popular there. And the cool thing, I was telling someone earlier, man. in Canada, they're so behind their arts. They're so like, they promote their arts so well that by middle school, like kids have had the opportunity to take some of these classes that it took
so
me
cool,
30
man.
years to find.
That's
like,
so cool.
I didn't even know what it was. Like you're saying, I was like, I know I want to perform. I know I want to do something. It isn't necessarily acting. I don't want to go to school or college or a thing and learn how to do theater. Drama didn't necessarily speak to me right away because I didn't have it in me. I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't have the experience necessary or something.
Wasn't really calling you.
No,
Yeah.
it didn't pull me. But I knew like funny worked. And I knew funny from when I was in school. I could find it and I could work it out or I could figure it. But I still didn't know how to apply that, you know? And so it's cool when kids get that opportunity at such a young age to just like explore this part of yourself. Who cares if you do it professionally or not?
Yeah.
But like do this with other people and be.
I mean, I did it. I just got kicked out of
completely
class
agree.
for it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
You got punished.
Yeah, I got punished. I was the class clown, and every funny joke I said,
Yeah,
out of the
you,
office.
yeah, you did it at like the non-monastery school,
Yeah.
like where they're like, wait a second, this doesn't apply here. You can't do this here.
George, get out of here.
Yeah. Like you're relieved, sir. Goodbye.
So, at what point did you like turn that passion for improv into like, oh, I want to be in TV, or how did that even come about?
I think it was a direct line. Doing shows at the Magnet Theater in New York constantly, was there every night that it wasn't dark. Period. There all the time, watching other students, watching other people, and supporting each other, and it was a really great community. And then I got a woman pregnant, and then I remember that
You were like, I gotta make money now.
yeah, legitimately that, like real.
Oh
that.
shit, I gotta like, my life is.
I
it's
didn't have a
changing.
job. I
Yeah.
was just doing that. That's
Yeah.
all I was doing. I was going into the city at night and, you know, renting my apartment in Brooklyn and trying to like make ends meet. Normally I would teach classes or coach or whatever for $20 an hour, but was just going into that theater and knocking it out as much as I could because it's the only thing I loved. Then that life event happens, and a friend of mine that was also doing it was like, you should maybe take a class with this commercial director named Stacey Gallo, because she is a casting director first, and she also is a great lady, and and they were right, she's wonderful. I took her class, and then at the very end of it, the final class, she brought in this great dude named Phil Cassess, and he was an agent in New York for commercials, and he was like, I'd love for you to come on board, and I did, and then I just started whacking at it. It
Isn't
was
that crazy? Like life circumstances like booted you into it.
a person that like, she was great. We did shows together and stuff, and just from her one suggestion of like, hey, I know your life's changing. I know you're going through something pretty serious. I know it's scary. I know everything else, but maybe try to hone in on this. And to be honest, I'm not an ambitious man. I don't have, like I said, I wasn't like, I'm gonna be a movie star ever. It's not this like bloodthirsty ambition that it's helpful in this business.
It's like,
It
yeah,
really
you,
is.
you should try this. And you're like, okay.
Exactly. And then it works.
And
in
then
ways.
you moved to LA?
Yeah. So I shot a few commercials there, and then I started booking commercials here from New York. And once that started happening, there were some people that were like, oh, okay, well, then we'll rep you, or we'll do this, or we'll do that. And then I think I came out to shoot a campaign for like Cablevision or something. And while I was out here, I was like, I think I should probably stick around.
Yeah.
And then I did. And now my daughter's like, goes to high school in downtown LA.
Wow.
That's
It's
so
nutty.
wild.
I know.
What was like your first like, oh, I'm on an actual like film movie set?
My friend Shira Piven invited me to be in a movie she did called Welcome to Me. And she was like, yo, come on in. It's just like a quick thing. I'd really appreciate it. And I was like, you don't even have to. Like, I'll do some shit for free. If
Yeah.
it's for my people, if it's for like friends like that. Like, she's a wonderful woman. She's a great teacher. She's all these things. And so I admire her no matter what. So I was like, yeah, I'm in. I don't care. Don't send me nothing. I don't need a script. I don't need anything. I'll show up and I'll improvise.
You're like, wait, yeah, I got a
I
monologue.
got it. Yeah. You're like, no, I need to remember this. Sorry, I'm going out. I leave. But it's for this small part, just in like the interstitial stuff for people that like studio TV producer worker or whatever, right? So it's nothing written. It's just she needed a body, and I'm like, boom, I'm the body. And Joan Cusack is in it.
Oh, no way.
I love her.
Yeah, me too.
And so it's like, if you're going to give me 4 hours to hang out with Joan Cusack, who's like the best,
Yeah.
and like couldn't have been more incredible. Just being there while she's acting like behind me, I was like, okay. She's even better than I could have ever imagined.
Really?
And then in between, she's like incredible. She's like the sweetest, most incredible woman and wonderful artist. And that was probably the moment where I was like, hold on, this is cool.
Like things are happening. And like you're
Maybe.
like, no, I'm saying like internally, like, oh wow, like I'm
here.
things
Sure.
are happening. I got invited to this, and I kind of like this.
Definitely.
Because
And
people
being
will
on
be
set
here
was
for
comfy.
20 years and not have that.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. But like, I wish it was easier to feel the like confidence of I'm doing this. It never feels like I'm doing this. It always feels like I better do this.
You know, you said something interesting about you're just like, hey, like it was an opportunity. I did it for free because I believe in that person and I love her work. And I was telling Judah, you know, a mentor, a producer, a mentor of mine here in town, was like, hey man, he looked at me and goes, nobody's looking for you. He goes, it's the hardest realization
You got to smack him in the face with you.
that, yeah, he goes, go find a reason.
Yeah.
Go give people a reason to look for you.
100%.
You know, I think it's hard for people to hear that and to accept that.
Yeah.
And like, I think, you know, for outsiders, people, you know, LA is like this bright and shiny place. And it's like, oh, you must be out there in LA doing great. It's like, not only is it an endurance race, it's also like, ain't nobody looking for you.
Nope.
And you got to say yes to things. You got to go put yourself in these positions and go do things like you're mentioning and like give people a reason.
For sure.
You know?
And that's hard for me too, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not very ambitious. I don't want the business angles of this job on me very much. I say yes to things constantly, but even that means they came to me and they asked. And that's an easy way for me to hustle. That's an easy way for me to be like, yeah, absolutely. Where does it shoot? Great. Okay. For bagels? I'll do it for bagels.
Facts.
Done.
Are they sourdough?
Wait, whole free? Okay, I'm gluten free now? Okay. And now I'm not anymore. Never mind. Yeah, that was quick. But like the hustle is hard because there are aspects where it's like, I'm whiny about it sometimes because I'm older now. And in New York, I was, like I said, I was at a theater every night. So there's a part of me that's like, well, but where I already did it. I already hustled. I'm hurt from hustling. I'm tired. Like I have a kid now and she needs me and all this other stuff and it takes you out. And there is no out. If you don't stay in it and you don't stay active and you don't stay hustling,
Next person up.
the next 100 people up.
You say it
You're
all the time.
replaced.
Out of
Yeah.
sight, out of mind.
I said I'm on.
Definitely. And dude, I just got, like last year I got off social media just because it wasn't serving me and I wasn't using it the way that I told myself I was going to use it. I was like, I'm going to promote my
business?
shows. yeah. My new headshots are going to go on there. People are going to like it. It was none of that. And it was all just like boobs or something. You know, it was just like, what can I scroll that's a butt? And I'm like disappointed and it's not helping. And it's like, wait, what am I doing? And so I bailed and of
You're zombie
course-
scrolling.
Yeah, it was just like doom scroll garbage.
Doom scroll.
And I'm like, I don't care about any of this stuff. It doesn't touch me. It's like, it's fake and it's just, it's not helpful. And so I got off of it. And of course, the next thing you feel is like, am I moving even further away from the source of this work or from the source of creativity?
because
or
it's
whatever.
really the new reality. Whether
is.
you want to accept it or not, whether you like it or
Totally.
not, like TikTok, Instagram, all the platforms, it's just where we are at now. The DIY, you know,
Content
influencer, it's the reality.
Yeah, it is. And
Yeah.
man, I mean, it's a heavy one because you can hate it, like you're saying. You can hate it all you want. And I do. My daughter's on TikTok and I'm like, turn that off. That's crap. You know, or whatever. People are like, I learned on TikTok. And I'm like, shut up. You didn't learn anything on it. You can't. Your brain's not, we aren't doing it yet.
It's short form.
It's just short form learning.
Short form learning.
It's like in there and then it's out. It's like short form retention, short form everything.
Short form
dude.
retention.
It's like blip. And we're all blip.
Did your reps get annoyed by you not having
No,
that? Or-
I got dropped a couple years ago, I guess.
I mean, I've been dropped a million times. And you
I've
find
never
a new
been
one.
dropped, man. Every time, like I got asked off of one improv team and I've been dropped by one agency. And both of them are just like, okay, I've been fired from Kmart. I don't care about that. I can get over that. Like I deserved that. Apple fired me. I deserve that too. When corporations fire me, it's usually pretty well deserved. But like
You're just selling iPhones on the side.
yeah. The theft. Hopefully the charges don't stick. But to be like eschewed creatively, I was like, oh, all right. And so, you know, I don't really listen to anybody anymore. And not that I did anyway. Maybe that's why they dropped me. So I don't know.
How's work been since then for you? Has it been the same, slower, more?
Lame. No, lame. It's been lame, but I mean, I guess I associate it with all the things that are happening in the industry that are
A lot of things.
Repetitively too, man. One after the other, and like.
I want to talk about that because you're in the industry for multiple years now, and I don't think a lot of people really understand. If you don't live like in California or in the movie industry out here, you know, probably even more than Atlanta, New York, like it's changing immensely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I am worried for theaters.
Oh,
you know, because I'm a theater guy. I love going to movie theaters.
Yeah, me too.
And like people who are younger than me, I'm trying to convince them, like, you don't understand how incredible going to a great movie at a movie theater. I got emotional during Dune 2 because I was like, hey, like this is why I love movies, dude.
Totally.
It's a communal experience. I'm surrounded by people who generally love cinema. Everybody was excited to see Dune 2. We have our popcorns, you have your soda, whatever your poison is, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just an absolute cinematic experience. But now, like, I hate streaming. I hate it. And I understand what it does. I understand it's instant access, but I like tangible things. I miss going to Blockbuster. I miss getting in my car and going with my mom. And like, those things are experiences, man. I don't want to sit on my ass all the time and just press play.
Dude, it shouldn't be easy, yeah.
Friday nights when you would go to Blockbuster, you'd look for a movie, you'd grab some popcorn, little Mike and Ike's or Milk Duds.
Right?
Go home. It was literally the best thing ever.
I think my family had like the record for unreturned movies. We kept
catalog.
every one of them.
Just a million of the Blockbuster
Just
cases.
adds to the shelf. Like,
You know, you can just buy DVDs.
Yeah. It's all
But
tapes.
yeah, I think the movie industry is changing. There's been strikes, and there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of people not working.
A lot. Yeah. My daughter and I, to share your joy of theaters, it's the same. Like, we love it. We love it. We'll go see shit. Trash.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Just because you're in the theater.
Yes. And it's like,
Agreed.
That's the way to experience even trash.
I agree.
And I don't want to like watch something that when people are like, oh, it wasn't that good, you should just like stream it. It's like, no, nothing gets downgraded to streaming really for me because I just want to be there. I want to go. And we live near some cool theaters, man, and like historic theaters. I was in Portland a few months ago and went and saw like Star Trek. One of the Star Trek movies, Star Trek Last Contact or First Contact.
First Contact?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
At a historic Portland theater. And then we went and saw Who Framed Roger Rabbit at another historic
That's
Portland
classic.
theater.
So good.
And it was like, man, this town is full of these historic theaters. So is LA. So was Austin when I lived there. Like, they're important.
They are.
And for what you're saying, like social and communal reasons.
I love that Tarantino was like saving a couple, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And now he's got the Jackie Brown
Oh, yeah. The
coffee shop. And
love
it's
it.
like, yo, please, more of that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and he's playing
You know
old
what I mean?
good movies, too.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
not just playing the new stuff that, you know.
That's why we
not
put
everyone loves
the
to
Chinese
see.
theater on our merch because it's like, yo, like we're
That's a big-
cinema heads and we're like that's an institution.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah. I just went to the Egyptian a few weeks ago for Chinatown.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
How was that?
Big, good, perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, I couldn't watch it slow enough. You know, I got emotional. I'm just like watching it. I was like, this is LA. Oh, plus that. Like, you're watching LA.
Yeah.
It's in front of you. You're in it. It's so good, man. But yeah, the changes are scary.
The changes are scary. And my first introduction to you was actually on Crashing. I think probably like most people, I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
Totally.
And that was that was a big show on a big network, HBO.
Yep.
And I was watching it, was it every Sunday?
I think, was it Sundays? I
Yeah,
don't
pretty
know.
sure it was Sundays. But I was watching it like I was a recurring fan.
No
consumer.
kidding.
I
That's
watched
great.
it. And you had a recurring role on there.
Yeah.
Was that like a really monumental experience for you?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. They all have been.
Yeah.
I mean, even like we're saying, like Joan Cusack standing behind me, and I'm like, all right, I don't need anything.
Right.
This is great.
Yeah.
Like the Crashing thing, as well as a couple other shows, because it all happened kind of fast, and there was a few shows on at the same time. Or there was one year where like I had kind of lucked into this real actors schedule. Real actors meaning like the ones that work constantly because they have value for studios or whatever. So it's like I'd be flying to Fiji to shoot a show from February, March, April, May. Then I'd come back here for like 3 weeks, fly to New York to shoot Crashing. Then any other projects, small or large, were sort of there at the back end of the year, and they were just kind of, and I was like, dude, this is perfect. Like I couldn't have done it on purpose. It was just by accident like that. And man, I loved it. It felt incredible. And then being on set and having people react. Like, I made Apatow laugh one time, not once only. I made him laugh, I hope, a lot. But
he's also, if you ever just need to bump into him, they're always at Brentwood Farm Shop eating.
Hey,
I'm just dropping like the Apatow, like, pin.
Here I come. Yeah, here I come. I'm going to pretend like I'm
going to be funny today at Brentwood.
They're waiting for me. Yeah, he's a sweetheart dude. And he was so nice to give me that job with Pete, and they were both like the most supportive, the most
awesome.
the most welcoming and creative. Lauren Lapkus was incredible in it.
It's not always the case. There's like,
no,
I'm sure you've been on, you don't have to name names obviously, but we've been on sets, we've been around actors, actresses. We're just like, damn, like, you never meet your idols, like,
definitely.
Yeah, you're
that guy
funny
or
on
that
your
girl's
show,
an
but
asshole.
in real life,
you're mean.
You're a dude.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
And you know, those change because of all kinds of circumstances too, man. Like one of the things that was a byproduct of working like that, like those couple years that I was referencing, was like you get into that habit. You're like, I just shot a movie. Now I'm going to shoot my show. Now I'm shooting my show. Now I shot. And with every one, expectations sort of grow. And then you finally realize, like, you're on a shoot and it's a small shoot in Vancouver or something, and they're not doing something right according to your expectations. And you're like, hey, you know, open my door left, not right, okay? I don't like walking through my door when it's opened wrong or whatever. And you're like, what did I just say?
So it's keeping yourself accountable of yourself in a way. You're just like, you kind of be like, hey, let me have this perspective of where I'm at.
Yeah.
And not be this person that it can make you become.
For
Yeah,
sure.
gotta stay grounded with it.
Gotta stay grounded.
Forever. And it's hard. I mean, where's your compass? Like, who's showing you north? And it's the people around you, obviously, and it's the family, and it's the people that you have to trust for the rest of your life. You got to trust them. But yeah, man, I've worked with some people. And honestly, it really doesn't bother me. Like, you can treat me kind of cruddy, or you can be kind of a jerk to whatever. The second you are mean to crew, or mean to, like, the crew equivalent in the world would be like a wait person.
It's a service industry.
Yeah.
It's service industry.
It's that, and it's like, man, the second that comes up, I'm like, done. That's done.
Yeah.
I can't.
Did you
because-
witness some of that?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a dude that yelled at a sound guy once, and he was the star. And he yelled, and the sound guy was like old.
Oh, man.
And I was in the scene with him, and it was like on the street, and it was like raining, or it was a long time ago. And I just remember being like, I can never respect this man again. Like, this poor dude. And he was real hot. Like, he was a hot guy, like, in this business. And I was like, man,
How do you keep your professionalism in that business and do the scene? Like, how does it not affect what you were going to do? Because now you're kind of thinking about this.
Yeah, that guy's like, can you believe him? And you're like, yeah, I know, right? Sound guy, what an idiot.
Yeah, you got to be a good actor. You got to be like, I know, right? I hate him.
It's like, we're both mic'd.
Yeah, exactly. I hate that guy too. And you're Mike.
Remember that Notting Hill scene when he's like,
yeah.
hey, who's that bloke that like
Yeah.
comes in and she like talks shit and he hears her over the mic?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm
That's what
thinking.
it is.
That
Yeah,
moment.
sound guy's a real dumbass. Old
Yeah.
guy's just like,
I hated it. It felt like it came out of nowhere. But to be honest, he wasn't a bad guy. He's not a bad person. He has the wrong set of, like, expectations, or maybe there's a better way to say it, but it's like he wasn't attacking this guy. He felt attacked. It comes from insecurity. This guy's got to be shirtless in a scene, and he's got to look ripped, and he's got to be buff. And if those things don't all happen, then he's a bitch, and we all know it. And we're all like, bitch, you suck. That must be how it feels. I don't know. But when I put myself in their position, it's like I could see that, and I could see it hurting, and I could see myself lashing out. But don't do it to a sound guy.
Well, with the expectations you're talking about, how does is your ambition not growing in parallel to that?
No, because it all seems to start happening, honestly. When all that, like, scheduling and stuff, because it could have just as easily been, ooh, sorry, Crashing is shooting here, and they have first rights or whatever, and so you're not shooting the other show. Okay, anyway, moving on. It doesn't mean that much money to you. It means everything to me. I'm like, I can't skip on a job because another job got in the way. So the fact that they all just set perfectly, I was like, oh, this is how it is.
That's awesome, because I know, I won't say who the actor's name is, but we know there
Ralph Macchio. Sorry, Cobra Kai canceled just now.
are. But studios will gatekeep you
Yeah.
from
Oh,
working with
yeah.
other studios.
100%.
Even if you're not in conflicting schedules. We
yep.
know someone who got the opportunity to play a huge role in, is it Children of Dune?
Yeah.
Children of Dune, which is coming to HBO.
Oh, it's a series?
It's a series coming to HBO. It's a monster, like Game of Thrones budget series coming to
Another studio had them for
Netflix.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Has this guy in another show, weren't even conflicting, and they're like, we had to save those dates.
They were literally like, you're shooting then. He goes, I didn't tell you the dates. They're like, oh, what are the dates? We're shooting.
You're shooting then, yeah. You're definitely shooting on those days. Oh, those days for sure.
Yeah, maybe I won't say Netflix, a studio.
Yeah.
Because I might work with them. But a studio that we know was like, hey, no, we have these dates kind of saved just in case we need them.
Yeah.
And they didn't need them.
Never used it.
I know.
Never used it.
It's scoundrel behavior because that's like I said, thank God those things worked out for me and the calendar worked. But it was all circumstance. They weren't doing it on my part for sure because I was way down on those call sheets and happy to be there. But they'll play dirty, man. I mean, agencies do it. Studios do it. Like, as an artist, you can find yourself in any business and you just get put away. And you're like, hold on, I'm not done.
Yeah.
I'd like to try some new stuff, or I have some new ideas, or whatever. And it's like they don't qualify, or they don't like calculate what we need. It's we're just begging for work.
Do you think
unless you
there's-
put yourself in their face?
Do you think there's different types of work you'd want to do? I feel like because you were typecast kind of as like hippie guy.
Yeah.
And flaked and wrecked and all that. Is there other roles you want to play outside of?
I mean, I know, dude, I get really cool feedback from lovely ass people. Like a guy came up and was like, hey, I just want to say from Flaked, you helped me through getting sober. And I was like, that's crazy because I'm not sober. Like right now, I'm not sober. You're sober? No,
That's a
but
cool
like,
moment.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Moving, and an honor of mine to be able to do it. And for something that made me feel good and, was able to support my family and shit. And it's so cool that that's a byproduct of it. Like, I'm so lucky. But when it comes to, when it's like positive characters like that, I've never gleaned towards, I look like I can be a hippie, which is great, but I've never kind of wanted that more than anything else. I'll tell you that when I'm on stage improvising, my favorite thing is mad.
Really?
Oh, man. My favorite thing is like mad, like screaming and mad. It feels like
Alive?
Yeah, cathartic. I think it's like coming out, like the Barbie scene was so little, it doesn't really count, but it was.
When I saw you, when I was watching Barbie, I was like, holy shit, it's George Basil. I loved it.
Let's get into Barbie a little bit because what was that experience like for you? Was it one day or was it like you were there multiple days?
Half a day. Half a day. Yeah, quick, offered the role.
Just offered.
An incredible, yes.
And that's just like, yes, absolutely. You gotta do it, right?
Yes.
Greta Gerwig, it's like Margot Robbie. It's
totally.
Yeah.
And the way that it was not pitched to me but introduced to me was like, Greta Gerwig really likes improv, so maybe you guys will be able to improvise some stuff. And I was like, I'm already happy. Like, this is already completing me. I'm fine.
You're part of one of the biggest blockbuster of 2023.
Yeah. Totally. And, I would have loved to have been on it for a week and a half and been like, I'm the crazy boutique owner. But just having that one little bit of an afternoon was like a real treat. And
was the set crazy? Or?
No, it was practical. It was like all there in Venice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it was as easy as like I drive to Venice, which is what I did for Flaked for 2 seasons. So I was like kind of chilling. I was on the highway and I was like, I remember this. This is fun.
And Flaked was with Arnett.
Yeah. He's
great.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's funny.
And the show was so fun. That show was incredible. But
I think my dad golfs with him.
Does he?
Is he a golfer?
Golfer.
And then I'm pretty positive they do like the whole Bel Air boys
they
club
do.
golf.
Dude, we shot at a golf course.
You did?
Yeah, on the west side somewhere out there, like coastal. I don't know where, but
It's probably that Westchester one. Was it
Maybe.
by LAX?
yeah, maybe
It's the one that Harrison Ford landed his plane on.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, the green. Oh yeah,
He landed on
came
the
in
fairway
golf
because
course.
there's like the Santa Monica airport, and he's like engine failed, and he just landed. On
That's
I think that's
gangster.
probably why they have it over there.
And he got out of the cockpit and he's like, "Where's this it? Wait, where's this? Is it wait? Wait, oh, golf."
Golf a hole. What do I want to say? I wanted to ask you about, in comedy, at least I felt this, and I would love to know your opinion, that I feel like comedy has been under attack. Really, up until recently, I feel like maybe there's more like, hey, like, no, we're taking it back. You guys can't cancel us and shame us and tell us what's a joke and what's not a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, things you can make humor of.
Exactly. And everything should be available. you know, and you see like Chappelle fighting the good fight and different guys. And I was telling Jude, I was like, dude, like for at least our generation, like 2000, 2010 was like the golden age of comedy movies.
Yeah.
Like I could just, you couldn't make it anymore. Like you can't make Tropic Thunder anymore. Like, which it needed to be made. It was hilarious. You know,
so good.
You think about Forgetting Sarah Marshall and Wedding Crashers, all these movies. And then there was like 2011 came. And then from 2011, it feels like for me, there's been somewhat of a, it's just been different. And there's been, you know, trepidation and some fear, like about just being raw and authentic in comedy. And I feel like I'm hoping what I'm seeing now in stand-up is going to be mirrored in the movie industry, you know, with what makes you laugh and what you're able to say, you know, and do.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so just across every platform.
Yeah,
I don't
fair.
know. I mean,
Fair.
yeah, comedy is the one.
Do you feel that at all, though, what I'm saying, or no? Am I
Yeah,
wrong? Am I
yeah.
off?
Oh,
Okay.
I definitely feel that that's an effect that's happening.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe much to it in the sense that I don't limit myself because I can't.
Yeah.
Like I have one gear and it's a wide open one. And if I say something and it's offensive, like I'll maybe have to apologize for it, or maybe I won't, or maybe it's something I believe.
Maybe I make fun of you more.
Yeah, maybe I'll dig in. It's really strange because you're right. And the change culturally has turned into like a really aggressive attack mode of audience. I tend to think it's like people that are mad for other reasons.
For sure.
And so they're mad for this reason or for that. And then they can isolate one thing that you've said, and then they can blow that out. And they can blow it out a little more, and then they can skew it a little, and then they can attack you more for it, and they can do it publicly. And it seems like if you do that properly, well, that person can lose their job, or that person can get screwed somehow, and that sucks.
That's the crazy thing is you can have a career that's, I don't know, 15, 20 years long, and then they do exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
And it's like you never had a career.
Totally.
You're never going to work again.
Because it's
your
under
livelihood
this,
gone.
Yeah. You
Like
start over.
that. What's one of the best experiences you've had on a set?
Like including like funniest?
Yeah, like funniest time you've had on a set.
Funniest, like, can't stop. Man, I loved shooting Werewolves Within. It's a movie that we did right before the pandemic. It's 2020. I think it came out the following year, and it was just because they had to do something with it. But I wish it had gotten a theatrical distribution because it is so fun to watch in front of an audience. It's like kind of a screwball comedy slash, like, what's that? It's Knives Out kind of.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Like
Knives
mystery.
Out.
Knives
yeah.
Out's great.
And
Like Who Done It?
yeah. Who Done It? It's based off of the game Werewolf.
Okay.
Or Werewolf. Maybe it's called Werewolves Within. I don't know. Whatever. But it was like a big ensemble cast, and it was like you were saying, you find projects or you get put on projects, and it's you don't know who the director is.
Yeah.
You don't know who anybody is. The director of this, Josh Rubin, is a good friend of mine, so that was already in the bag. It was like, we're good. It's going to be golden. Then the rest of the ensemble turned out to be like angel humans. And I knew Milana Vaintrub already from back in the day, but Sam Richardson I hadn't met. Blam, 100% guy. Cheyenne, Harvey Guillen, Sarah Burns, she played my wife in it, and she was the best. But it was my favorite experience because, and Mike Chernus was crazy. Michaela Watkins is in it. I think that's also it. I was in awe of every person on this cast. I was like, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. And then they impressed me again by being awesome people and awesome individuals. And I was like, okay, well, then, you know, you fall in love. Like it's just, you love these people. And then the movie came out and it's really funny and I had a blast doing it. And it was like, Josh Rubin originally reached out and was like, read the script. There's a role in it. You're going to have to cut your hair. It's when my hair was like real super
Because you
long.
had really long hair.
Yeah. This is kind of new generally, but I kind of like it.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good
The two
vibe.
braids were my favorite.
I loved rocking those braids,
Those were
man.
so
Yeah.
sick.
I know.
But you look great. I told you
Thank
this at
you.
your
I
house.
can still
said
do
you look
braids.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah, for
Just
sure.
little-
Easy.
Just little ones
guys.
popping out. But I still had long hair. Ruben was like, we need you to cut your hair because you're going to play like a Republican. I was like, dang.
You're like, I draw the
really-
line.
Yeah. I was like, no, not over my dead body.
Did you feel like you lost your powers? Like,
When I cut
your
the hair? Yeah. No,
Like, will I be able to act?
what do I do? My hair is just like stuck to my head.
You look great in that suit, though.
What suit?
Didn't you wear a suit in that movie?
A suit in Werewolves?
Yeah. When you play the Republican, your hair's like slicked back.
No, I didn't do it. No, I didn't do it.
you didn't do it?
No, I did. I read the script and then I was like, I can't cut my hair. I think I was still waiting to hear back from something else or something. So I was like, I can't cut my hair. But when I read the script, I was like, wait, there's a meth head in this. There's a tweaker. I was like, I'm a tweaker, dude. I'll play this guy. I'll play Marcus.
What did you say to that?
And then he was like, yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of that. So
Do you
I
have
didn't
to
have to
method
cut
that
it.
one?
Yeah. I'm still kind of coming down. I'm all right.
I'm good.
Yeah. Where do you guys have more coffee?
You guys had
Have you
20
seen
bucks
that
show
on
me?
set anywhere? Method?
Oh, method. I thought you said meth.
No, method.
you say meth?
Yeah, no, method.
I thought you said method, dude. That's
Well,
why I was.
well, you're
doing
playing a-
my
we're playing a
crackhead stuff.
crackhead, you know?
Yeah.
The method acting, you just leaned right into it.
Yeah. Method.
Yeah, have you seen method acting?
Yeah. Let's see.
Or borderline, where you're like, ooh,
Not a lot. I have seen because method is like.
what's that Man on the Moon, Jim Carrey, where he just like would
when
not drop
he's
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
who's
yeah,
he
yeah.
playing
So,
on that?
I mean, incredible too.
Who's he
yeah.
playing
Oh, I
now?
love it. He's playing Kaufman. He's playing
Andy Kaufman.
who was like a renowned like pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And he was an agitator, which I love. I love Andy Kaufman's entire catalog and all the crazy shit he did because it's like abstract. It's not just Hollywood. He did Taxi, and then he did so much cool stuff, and he was a great performer. But I think for that, you feel like you have to. You know,
I feel like
you
it'd be
want to
so
walk
annoying
around.
to see on set.
Definitely.
Oh, it's gotta
But
be
Just getting
so hard.
fucked
But-
with nonstop.
but-
I would be like,
Dude, there's that scene where he's like,
Nope.
he's trying to make the person uncomfortable and see if the person's gonna say anything. He's like a booger here, and then he switches the booger when the person looks away. And now the booger's on the other side of his nose. Like it's genius. Like switching a fake booger to the other side to see if they're gonna even say anything to
Yep.
you and make them uncomfortable.
You're-
Because some people would just look at the booger and just be like,
oh my God.
I can't even. I'm too. I won't say anything to the person.
And then it switches and they're like,
Wait, what? How did? Am I seeing things?
Dude, 100%. And if you are Jim Carrey and you are like embodying, that's another thing too. Method makes sense if it's a real person. Because then whatever you study, I guess, of that person, you're going to put it into practice.
Yeah.
And if it's like he was a pain in the butt, then you're going to walk around set and you're going to be a pain in the butt. It seems like it would be a lot of fun for one person. It ain't fun for anybody else, I imagine. Everybody else is like, dude, good, take it off. Take
Yeah.
the costume off.
Take the
Shut
costume
up.
off.
Why
Yeah.
don't you just be Jim Carrey? We want you to be the celebrity Jim Carrey that we hired for this job. I really like it that he's like, no, I'm not Jim Carrey. I'm Andy Kaufman, and I'm going to be Andy Kaufman.
And y'all are gonna be miserable for the
Yes,
next 6
that
weeks.
would
I'm
be
gonna make you
so
pay
tough.
for it.
That'd
Yeah.
be so tough to deal with as a filmmaker, I feel like.
I bet. I don't know. Who directed that?
I don't know. That's got to be tough though.
Definitely.
But I guess the one good thing about TikTok is it does rediscover things for people who've never seen. Like Ace Ventura right now is having like a little moment.
Is it?
On Instagram and TikTok? Like people have like, have you seen this movie Ace Ventura? Like,
Have you seen this?
Yeah,
what?
like
Ray
Jim
Finkel.
Carrey was a genius in this. Like, yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah.
Ray Finkel.
Yeah, these kids that don't know that, like, how do they not know it's already a classic?
It's they're they're young mostly
It's
and they're
so
rediscovering
good.
it. And
when he
like,
finds out it's a dude, it's one of my favorites.
he found Captain Winky.
Dude, he's so good. And that, like I said, In Living Color, I think, was the show. More so than SNL and stuff for me, where I was like, whoa, they're doing all this? Like, Damon Wayans was so good. Keenan Ivory Wayans was so good. They were just, and not David Allen Greer, that's one guy. There was this, like, smaller dude. Man, I'm going to remember his name. Oh, Tim. Oh, shit. It's so good. He's an unsung hero. Like, you watch him. Tommy Davidson. Little dude, standout.
Really?
Like, hilarious. All of them were. They were the precursor to Chappelle, for sure. You can see, like, a lot of Chappelle's stuff. You can see it. It's, like, all melted in there. That was the kind of performance stuff that I really was, like, drawn to. Is big, funny. Dude, you guys haven't seen Jim Carrey doing, I don't remember the character's name, but it's a woman, but she's a female bodybuilder.
No, I have not seen
Wait,
that.
what?
Yeah.
I gotta
Guess
Google
what?
that. You see that?
TikTok's about to take off again. On fire.
We're gonna save
introduced
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, welcome back.
George is like, I just downloaded it.
Yeah, I'm back on. I haven't had a TikTok, but maybe I will after today.
I actually don't have it either, but like they'll have like the shorts from TikTok on Instagram.
Yeah.
And so I'll see
Yeah,
it.
small reel.
Like small reel from TikTok on Instagram. So I'm like, oh shit, like Ace Ventura's having its little moment right
Good,
now.
man,
And
good.
Pet Detective.
Pet Detective, yeah, because
So
he says the
fucking
wildest
original.
shit in Pet
He's
Detective.
so good.
They couldn't probably make the movie now. Like,
When he's in
No.
the pool.
Yeah.
well, as a
so
kid, You know when she's like, I can't pay you, but I have other ways to thank you in the first one? I never understood what was happening as a kid. When he's like hanging onto the handlebars. I had no idea what was happening. Now I'm like, yo.
His waist is going side to side.
Yo, I had no idea what she was doing to him. I do now. Sign me up.
Like, I like that. That's how I learned how to pay people in
When he's
commerce.
like kicking the box down the hallway. Like,
Yeah, when he's the
Dude.
UPS guy.
The butt talking.
Oh, my
like,
God.
His butt cheeks. And I mean, Tone Loc. Tone Loc is in that movie.
Tone Loc is in that movie.
Loc is in that movie.
That's true.
I was listening to him rapping as a kid. And I mean, gosh.
I have
Funky Cole Medina?
I have actually
Funky Cole Medina.
Dude, that's Funky Cole Medina.
a little bit of trivia for you then.
Yes. Tone
What other comedy movie was Tone Loc in?
Loc. Ooh.
In the same relatively
Yeah,
area.
he did do some stuff.
And it was with a
With Another Star?
not really. It was more he was basically trying to rob a little kid.
Dang, it's like a child abuse comedy, huh? All right, let me try to think of the 90s comedies. Child abuse. Tone Loc, Funky Cole Medina.
I gotta Google the name of this movie because it's lost on me
Just ask me
right now.
trivia.
Wait, the movie's lost on me right now.
That's the best trivia question I've ever been
Hey,
asked.
I'm gonna ask you something.
Like,
I don't know the answer to it.
Where's
Hold
my
on, this is
phone,
gonna
actually?
bug me.
Where's my phone? I gotta look something up real fast. Nothing. No, let me look it up. Oh, man, Tone Loc.
He was in Heat?
He was in Heat.
I didn't know he was in
Wait,
Heat.
who is he in Heat?
Yeah, who is he in Heat?
He played Al Pacino in Heat. Good for him. Tone Loc. I'm not
Al
gonna get
Pacino.
it, but
It's a very random piece
What are
of
you looking
trivia.
at? His IMDb?
Yeah, I'm trying to find. He was in Surf Ninjas. Oh my
Never
goodness.
even- What is Surf Ninjas?
I don't know. But I like it.
Sounds pretty sick.
No, you're gonna know this movie once I find
bet.
it. Oh, Blank Check.
Oh.
Did you ever see Blank
Was
Check?
like, wait, what's his name in it? Was the guy from SNL? David McHarvey? No. He did the George Bush impression.
The biggest Karen
Kid, yeah.
Duffy,
Karen Duffy.
James Rebhorn. It was like Nobody You Know.
No, that's a Tone Loc.
Original.
Yeah, he's the number
It's
one.
basically this kid is like in this park or in this office, and this guy writes him a blank check with signature on it back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And the kid puts $1 million on it and goes and cashes it. And now this like 12-year-old has $1 million. Back in the early 90s, it was just like having 100 million now. And he's a kid, so he's buying like a house, and he's got like a
Candy.
Yeah, and him and his parents aren't getting along, so he's like, F you, I'm gonna go do it myself. And he's got like a swimming pool that connects to his bedroom that he slides down. But now like the guys he took this from are like bad dudes.
Yeah.
And so they pull up on him trying to like, who knows what they're really gonna do to this kid, right? But it's the most ridiculous movie as a
Give
kid.
me your water slide.
Yeah.
Wait, and Tone Loc's one of the bad boys?
Tone Loc's one of the bad boys. Yeah, that's
Wow.
hilarious.
I want to go watch that now.
Yeah, Blank Check.
If you could design the perfect role for yourself and little ensemble around you, what would it be and who would it be?
Oh, man. What kind of movie is it? Comedy or
It's up to you.
action?
Yeah, whatever movie that speaks to you.
What is the ensemble and what's the role?
Yeah, like your dream
For
role.
myself, yeah. Like I was telling you, being mad really satisfies me. I don't know why, but screaming, like rage and stuff is so interesting. So it would be, what's a mad role? Who's mad all the time? I'd be like an emperor. Just coming up with this off the top, okay? I start
An emperor?
freestyling.
I could see you playing like a Charles Manson kind of.
Yeah,
He yells, he screams.
that's true.
Charles Manson.
And it's
Could be a
all like
crazy
kind of
character
half.
to play.
It's like half gibberish, half like it's all.
Yeah,
sad.
that
half
interview with
gibberish
him?
and half genius.
Yeah. I would do that. Okay, so like a Charlie Manson role. I'd grow my hair back as everybody is pleading with me for. And then the rest of the people, man, who do I like? I'm not going to make it anybody I've worked with because then people will be like, oh, but you didn't say me. And then they'll send me like lawsuits. Trying to sue me and shit for not loving them. It would be, let's see. Man, I like Jordan Peele a lot. So he would
Yeah.
direct it.
He's great.
Yeah. And then who would I kiss? Let me give you somebody. Who's my romantic lead? Yeah.
I know who mine is. I'm
Ooh.
going to say it on this, even though maybe I shouldn't. She's got a man. But damn, I'm in love with her.
Who? Oh, yep.
You don't even have to
Yep.
bleep it out.
Adria
Yeah.
Ajora from Hitman.
I haven't seen it. Wait, is Hitman the one with Bob Odenkirk?
No, with Glenn Powell.
a
The
new
new one
one.
that just came out on Netflix.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it.
She's just like perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
My fantasy of her, this reality that I'm
If you're out there listening,
building in my head.
She's available, so she's signed
If I
on
want to
be
go
your
through
picture.
Jason Momoa, she's available.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm losing against Khal Drogo, or
Yeah.
not Khal Drogo. What's his name?
Yeah, Khal Drogo. Isn't that Momoa? He played.
yeah.
No, Khal
He's
Drogo.
from Game of Thrones.
Khal Drogo is.
The leader of the Horsemen, isn't it?
Isn't Khal Drogo
The
from
leader of the Khals.
That's from
Rocky?
No, that's Drago. No, but it's close.
We're butchering this. People are gonna think we're fucking stupid.
We're gonna cut a lot of this shit. So that's fine.
yeah.
Anyways, I gotta go through.
That's
fucking,
yours.
I gotta go
Okay.
through fucking Titan. Fucking what's his name?
Yeah. Neptune.
Jason Momoa.
But what is he known for?
Seaman.
Aquaman.
Seaman.
I gotta go through Aquaman.
Yeah.
I'm not going through Aquaman, bro.
No. Yeah, you
I-
got
he
it.
seems like a cool guy.
No, yeah, he
It's all,
probably
you
is.
got it, bro. It's all you.
Mine's
I'll let
Rachel
you
McAdams. I don't know who she's married to.
She's married to a guy from my hometown.
Really?
From Winter Park, Florida.
I'd beat his ass.
That's how we get through people. Yeah, we beat them up, and kiss their wives. Mine is Seydoux. Her last name is Seydoux.
Leah Seydoux?
Yeah.
Dude, I love Leah Seydoux.
Jeez. I love it. All right, I'm going to come down for one second. I'm coming down. I'm calming down. She's outstanding. It's because I also love watching her. Like, she was so good in The Lobster. She's so good in so many things.
Midnight in
And I'm just-
Paris?
Yeah, dude. I can't. It's like her beauty is one thing, and you're watching her, and you're like, okay, you're stunning. But then she moves and talks and does stuff, and you're like, oh, you're a perfect human.
We get it. You're obsessed, bro. We get
Yeah, okay, nothing. I'm not shaking. Nah. I'm patting myself.
it. Restraining order? Like,
Yeah. I
Don't
beat
let her
up
hear
Jason
this.
Momoa for no reason. I'm just like, where's Leah Seydoux? And he's like, huh? I'm like, I beat you up. You're Neptune. Who else? That's my
the
my
French are
kiss.
assholes, you know?
Yeah. That's the only problem with her. I'm gonna French kiss the French one. That's me. French kiss Charlie Manson. Who would she play? Who kisses Charles Manson?
And Momoa.
This is gonna be a good movie.
You have a good lineup of French kissing.
Yeah, a lot of rehearsals, dude. And then the rest of the cast. Who else do you need? That's just it, right?
Yeah, that's all you need.
That's it.
That's us.
You had to have your shirt off pretty much all of Crashing.
Yeah, and I mean, my wiener's out, and that's like
Like
a
in
big
real life?
deal. In the show. Yeah,
It's out?
that's it.
No sock?
You couldn't even see it. Shit.
I'm trying to remember if I remember.
Yeah, I do.
Wait, so
No,
no
I-
prosthetic? They don't cover you up?
No
You're just
prosthetic.
naked?
Like, it's
Yeah.
cold out here.
Yeah. I started, it's in the pilot. So, and I think from what Jed said, that he was like, if you're going to do a show on HBO, you got to do it HBO. And he's like, the one thing about HBO is there's nudity and some of it's full frontal. So, you know, I think you might, I don't remember if you like see Lapkus's boob and then you see me naked too. Or
What was that experience like? I think
Being
people
naked?
want to know,
Yeah.
like, what is it like? Because I don't think people realize, like, you really are naked in some cases
yeah.
in front of crew.
And Flaked wanted that too, but they knew Netflix wouldn't do full frontal because of their rating system. So Netflix for Flaked, they were like, "Can you get out of the shower? And then when you're walking in, we want to see your butt, your weird butt." And I was just like, "All right, guys, fucking, it's not weird. It's beautiful."
What is that? Is it like not humiliating? Was it like
Frightening?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you imagine like
They're
your
like, George,
first
stop
time,
clenching your cheeks.
your butt looks too tight. Loosen your butt. It's nerve-wracking in the sense that like the first time you have your clothes off in front of a partner or someone that you're going to be intimate with, it's weirdly like uncomfortable, right? You have the small insecurities of like, ooh, this part of my neck is weird. Ooh, I hope that she doesn't think this weird. It's like those things are all just wired into us, period. When it's Judd being like, you okay with your dick out? And I'm like, you want it? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. It's kind of cut and dry. We didn't rehearse it, but it's like now I'm intimate with 100 people. I was off set. It was like on a soundstage, so they had it set up like a bedroom. I'm in a little offset area that's supposed to be the bathroom. It's not a real bathroom, right? It's just like framed to look like a real bathroom. So I'm in this weird little hole, and it's just hot, and I'm sweating, and I only have on a robe because I know I'm gonna take it off, and that's it. And I'm just like, I'm sweating, dude. I'm sweating. Judd walks into the bathroom
Because of nerves? Yeah.
And everything.
And everything, the whole situation.
Everything. It's the pilot.
It's a pilot. Yeah.
It's the first episode of this thing. And I'm like,
If
this
I don't
is
look
big.
good, they're gonna replace me.
Or something. I've never actually thought that.
Did you have to like manscape for that? Like,
I didn't do anything. I didn't do nothing. I was just like, if they don't like it, they're going to have to fix it.
like tough.
Yeah, this is what it looks like. And so thankfully I was in like kind of good shape at the time. I'd been running. So I was like, wasn't feeling, but you never feel total comfort and total like the courage. You have to find it.
It's all going, right?
It's just like, oh, scared about it. But he walks into the bathroom and bless him, dude, because he's the best and he's great. But I'm sweating, like I said. And he walks in and he's just like, okay, so these are close quarters, right? We're all going to be working together all day on this, and it's really hot. I need you to wear some deodorant, okay? I know it's against what you principles or whatever. And I was just like, okay. I think I am wearing deodorant, but
hey, you fucking stink.
I flumped it out, dude. Definitely. I mean, I was worried or something. I was just like, I was stressed.
It feels just stressful, like just being bare naked in front of so many people and they're recording it. It's just
be a lot.
You're literally naked to the world.
Yeah,
Would be
it's
a lot.
coming through that lens. That lens
Literally,
is capturing
figuratively.
everything. Totally.
You know?
And so the scene we did, let's say 40 times, right? From different angles and coverage and stuff. And I walk out and we did most of them where I'm holding a washcloth over my wiener and I'm like, and we do the scene. And that's it.
How many hours are you naked?
I mean, they try to like cover you up. I mean, they
Right,
keep
I know you're
bringing up-
covered, but you're still naked. Like you're
Yeah.
like, okay, uncovered, covered, uncovered, covered. How
I mean,
long
that,
is that
that
process?
naked scene was half the day or something. Damn. It's a big scene because he walks in, he's catching her cheat. It's a massive moment. So it's like,
right.
there's weight to it. They're taking time with it. I was naked all day for it. Lauren was so especially so sweet. Like, 'cause she's in the bed right next to me. She's where you are on my plane, like right to my left.
And she's
right
naked?
there. No, she's in bed. So she's wearing clothes and she's covered in blankets because I've been in the bathroom the whole time.
Oh, so you were naked. Like
Just
you
me.
had nobody. You didn't.
Nobody with
You
me.
couldn't
naked.
share it with anybody.
Nobody. I'm the only naked one in the world at that moment. Everyone else is clothed and safe and loved, and I'm just like out there. But she, bless her heart, she was sitting there, and I could even tell she was doing it. She never once like looked over, and in between takes, she would like actually look in the opposite direction just to
that's
give me
sweet.
privacy, and I thought it was so sweet.
So I always wondered, like, if I was naked and she's naked, like, how do you,
Would you
not,
not?
get aroused?
Totally, and you do.
Been there.
Yeah. We are there. We're all three there right now. But then, yeah, we did the takes a bunch of times. And then after the comfort kind of grew, no pun intended, he then was like, you can drop it whenever you want. Because Judd directs from a speaker or a megaphone kind of thing. So he's like telling you stuff and it's like a little speaker on set. He's not on set with you. He's in Video Village or
Like
whatever.
Lord Palpatine? Like,
And it's like, yeah, he's like, now,
calm down.
drop the washcloth. You're like, okay.
Okay.
I guess so. Now's the time. I come out and I did the scene, and he's like, all right, from here on, you can start finding it and dropping it when you want. And so, you know, that was it, too. It was like, again, he was trusting my timing. He's trusting my ability. He's
Your
trusting all of
instincts.
my stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so it was like, okay, I know I'm not doing this just because it's there and you want to show it, or there are no weird. I feel safe. And so
That's cool.
it's,
Yeah.
you know, it's not the most comfortable thing, but
Be nerve wracking for me.
oh man. Really?
Yeah, at least at first, for sure.
Yeah.
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 What? What are you laughing at?
I can't even say it on air.
Well, I haven't even checked on what I can and cannot say on air. I'm just saying.
Well, dude, we appreciate you,
Yeah,
you
thank
coming
you.
on. Being on. We had a
I loved
blast,
it.
man.
Thank
I loved it.
I hope
I'm
you had
going
a
to
good
come
time.
every week. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Kick
you'll just be
rock.
our like
Next
co-host
Tuesday.
once a week.
Yeah.
I'm being
You have
replaced.
nobody else. Yeah, thanks, man. And just actually leave all the white stuff on a chair, and I'll be changing into it. Yeah. I loved it. Thanks
Thank you.
for
Thank
having
you
Yeah,
so
me.
dude,
much,
it was
man.
blast.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.